All right, here we are. Um, talk about Kobe Bryant and created the Black Mamba alter ego as a way to get through the lowest point of his career. Let's get into it. As you all know, Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash at the age of 41. Known as the Black Mamba, a nickname he gave himself to separate his professional life from his personal life. You know, he went through some stuff, like in 2003, the sexual assault scandal with a 19-year-old woman in Colorado. During the aftermath of the court case, Bryant says he needed to organize his life for Kobe and to handle his personal challenges. Kobe Bryant's nickname is the Black Mamba, a name he gave himself, but for Bryant, the moniker was more than a nickname. It was an alter ego he created to get through the lowest point of his career. In his auto documentary Muse, Bryant revealed that he created the Black Mamba as a way to deal with the struggle he was going through off the court in 2003 and 2004. I went from a person who was at the top of his game, had everything, to a year later having absolutely no idea where his life was going, or if he was even going to be part of a life as well as we all know it, Bryant said in his documentary. 2003, Bryant was charged with sexually assaulting a 19-year-old woman in Colorado. While Bryant did not mention the case directly, he did spend a good deal of time in the documentary talking about how close his family came to breaking up. I hear everything the crowd is saying. I hear it, Bryant says, following a clip during which the Boston Celtics fans can be heard chanting, "Kobe sucks." So it's like this place where it was my refuge is now being bombarded with all kinds of things they would say. I had to separate myself. Kobe explains. I feel like there was so many things coming at once. It was just becoming very, very confusing. I had to organize things, so I created the Black Mamba. Bryant went on to explain that Kobe was tasked with dealing with all his personal challenges, and the Black Mamba handled business on the court. 2018 story by Kent Babb for the Washington Post. Bryant explained how he happened on the Black Mamba for his alter ego when he was watching Quentin Tarantino's movie Kill Bill, during which an assassin used a Black Mamba to kill another character. The length, the snake, the bite, the strike, the temperament, Bryant told Babb, who also noted that Bryant was well aware that snakes shed their skin. Let me look this up. I looked it up, and yeah, that's me. Babb later added, when Bryant returned to the court, this wholesome young man, athlete, was gone. In his place was a man who could no longer convincingly betray innocence. And Bryant says he felt free to reveal the darkness that he always lurked inside of him. Creating an alternate persona, he says, now was the only way he could mentally move beyond the events of Colorado. Bryant went on to explain in Muse that the ferocity had nothing to do with his opponents and was more about the battle that was going on within himself, and that the opponents were just in the way and may get demolished in the process. In those times, you know, we're supposed to lean on God, and Kobe didn't. Kobe created a God for himself. And that is something that we can't do if you want to be a Christian. So you already see that there was a commandment broken Thou shalt have no other gods before me. This is tough. A lot of people talking about, well, where did Kobe go when he died? You know? And, you know, I look at these things and with athletes and movie stars you may like, but this question always comes up with people that, that we all like, but in the end, the outcome. And the thing is, it's like there's a part in the Bible that says, when Jesus was talking about, you'll know a tree by its fruit. And your fruit, what he was talking about, is your life. And it'll always show in your life what you believed in, who you clung to in times of trouble, and your actions. Let's look at this clip.
Hey, John Foss, CW Twin Cities. Very excited to be talking with the one and only Kobe Bryant. This guy's a basketball legend, Academy Award winner, best-selling author, and now publisher. Kobe, tell us all about the Wizard series training camp book that just came out.
It's about combining two of my passions, which is sports and fantasy and magic, right? And how can we merge those two to create a compelling story of growth and these young men go through a heck of a journey, man, of understanding like their inner fears and having the courage to face those, because those fears manifest themselves in magical ways on the basketball court. And so it's about them having like the courage to face those fears and come out of it better basketball players, but more importantly, better people.
All right, well, Kobe Bryant, thank you so much. Twin Cities, make sure you check out the Wizard series training camp. It is now available. Kobe, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so we see that Kobe wanted to write a book about magic, combining magic and basketball. We already see now that this is against the Bible. God is really against magic. I'll give you an event that happened in the Bible. There was a king named Saul, okay? And he was anointed king by the prophet Samuel. Now, due to Saul's actions, prophet Samuel broke away from Saul because he was becoming more loyal to the people than he was to God. So, since Saul lost his connection to God through Samuel, because in the days of the Old Testament, the prophets were the channel that the people of Israel talked to in order to get God's ear and find out what was going wrong in their lives. Why were they suffering things? And you would go to the prophet to find these things out. Now, since that channel was broken, Saul broke a commandment. He went to the witch of Endor. You're not supposed to do these things. And Saul went to the witch and tried to summon the soul of the prophet Samuel. To the witch's surprise, because witches only when you have people come to summon up dead relatives or people that they know, they're really just talking to a demon. You're not talking to the actual person. When the person dies, your soul goes to heaven or hell. The demons don't have to send a soul, a literal human soul that God created to talk to you. So this is what happened, though. In this instance, God allowed Samuel's soul to come out of the righteous rest for those souls in the Old Testament. And he had a warning for Saul. Because you have done this, he was given a warning because he was punished for it. Okay? And the witch of Endor died right there. So we see here, I'm showing you a part in the Bible that is against witchcraft and the consequences of it. So Kobe Bryant was already was going to make a book about magic and basketball and give it to kids. Okay. And God has already talked in the book of Revelation that all people who practice witchcraft shall not inherit the kingdom. They shall not inherit the kingdom of God. They'll have their part in the lake of fire. And all through the Old and New Testament, God is really, really against witchcraft. Okay. Here's the next one. Kobe Bryant is creating young adult novels now. Kobe Bryant has kept himself busy since retiring from the NBA in 2016. When he isn't busy winning Academy Awards or writing books of his own, Black Mamba is helping create a brand new series of young adult novels titled the Wizard series. The books, written by Wesley King, will fuse the world of fantasy with sports to help inspire young athletes. The first installment in the series, Wizard series Training Camp, will be arriving at major bookstores on March 19th, 2019. It also is currently available on pre-order Amazon. Kobe Bryant introducing the Wizard series. Okay. I'm going to find out if there's any occult Freemasonry symbols in this. Find out. If there's more to this about Kobe Bryant, I will make a video on it. According to Amazon, the books will center around the lowly Western Bottom Badgers basketball team and their new approach. Professor Wizenard, the description partially reads, every player experiences unique and strange visions that challenge everything they thought they knew about basketball and about their lives and their secrets off the court. To survive the increasingly intense ordeals of training, the Badgers will need to take unimaginable risks, learn to trust their teammates, and confront the darkness within themselves. Anyone trying to guarantee their copy, Kobe's first young adult novel for kids or themselves, can pre-order the 592-page book here. That's what people think. Professor Wizard is basically, it's inspired by, Harry Potter in a way. And letting these kids read this blasphemy too low IQ, have them read Shakespeare instead. You all know he didn't do much to get that Oscar or for these books. He basically puts his name in the book, comes with the idea, or talented people take the lead and produce everything. What's with all these hidden Freemason symbols? I'll look up if there is. It's appointed once for man to die, and after that, there is the judgment. It inspired me to look into this because I saw some videos on Kobe Bryant, and get people mad. Was Kobe Bryant in hell? And I thought about it. I'm looking at these things, right here, laws are broken. He's breaking commandments, right here. He's also Roman Catholic, and Catholicism is not Christian. Catholicism makes the Pope, infallible, and Mary is worshipped, and she's sinless according to Roman Catholicism. And right then and there, you see that Kobe's not in heaven. He's not. It's gonna make a lot of black people mad. But the truth is the truth. That's it. People will get mad. What can you say? I know people are going to look at me with tin hats and think I'm a tin hat dude, but there's nothing really I could say. Most of the human race ends up in hell. It's just facts. That's just the fact of the matter. And that's the thing too, you know, people think Tupac's in heaven, people think Biggie Smalls is in heaven, and most of them aren't. But they're not in heaven. Their life was about drugs, sex, gang banging. No. It's not. It's not. You want to go to heaven, you have to come to Christ. That's it. Got to be born again and willing to deny yourself. And that's the hellish, narrow road that you have to fight your own self in order to make it. And that's with blood, sweat, and tears. And willing to yield to God throughout all the pain and the tears. And, you know, he'll say it will cost you everything. It would. Even cost you an NBA career or a football career. Career in sports, really. It will cost you to leave it all. All right. That's what I got to say. If there's more, I'll make a part 2. Maybe on alter egos. All right. Later.